Ian Watkins was sentenced to 29 years in prison, followed by 6 years of supervised release. Since his incarceration, his health and appearance have visibly declined, making him almost unrecognizable. While a handful of loyal fans and former acquaintances still visit, his once celebrated status as a musician has been completely erased. What remains is not the legacy of a rock star, but the enduring horror of his crimes, forever eclipsing the music and fame he once possessed. Bill Cosby, once celebrated as America's dad for his iconic role on The Cosby Show, experienced a dramatic and historic downfall. As the first major celebrity sentenced in the r.o.t.t.i.n.g era, his case became a pivotal moment in the movement, marking a shift toward accountability for powerful figures. Judge Stephen O'Neill, overseeing the trial in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, delivered the sentence with unwavering resolve, declaring that justice had been served. Once a symbol of family values, Cosby's legacy is now irreversibly stained, serving as a cautionary tale of power, betrayal, and long overdue reckoning. Bill Cosby, once revered as America's dad for his iconic role on The Cosby Show, saw his career and legacy collapse under the weight of his crimes. As the first major celebrity convicted and sentenced during the Me Too movement, his case became a pivotal moment in the fight for justice and accountability. Judge Stephen O'Neill, presiding over the trial in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, delivered the sentence with unwavering determination, making it clear that no amount of fame or power could shield someone from the consequences of their actions. Although Bill Cosby showed no emotion as his sentence was read, reports later described him as calm, even smiling and chatting with his legal team. When given the chance to speak before sentencing, he chose to remain silent. His case continues to spark legal and social debates, serving as a stark reminder that neither fame nor fortune can shield individuals from accountability. His downfall marked a pivotal moment in the fight for justice, proving that no one is above the law. Before rising to fame with hits like Pick Up the Phone and Lifestyle, Young Thug was allegedly entangled in gang-related activities. On May 9, 2022, he was arrested and charged with conspiracy and gang activity linked to crimes dating back to 2013. The 56-count indictment painted a grim picture of his past, with one of the most serious allegations accusing him of renting an Infiniti Q50 sedan later used in the murder of rival gang member Donovan Thomas Jr. As the weight of these charges looms over him, what was once a thriving rap empire now faces the threat of collapse. Beyond the conspiracy and gang-related charges, Young Thug's legal troubles escalated after a police raid on his home uncovered controlled substances intended for distribution, along with multiple dangerous weapons, including sawed-off shotguns and rifles. This discovery led to additional gang-related charges being filed against him. As a known affiliate of the YSL Street Gang, he is one of 28 individuals facing criminal charges linked to the group. Currently in custody, he awaits trial set for January 9, 2023. If convicted, he could face up to 20 years in prison, marking a stunning downfall from his once dominant status in the rap industry. R. Kelly, once an R&B powerhouse in the early 2000s, saw his career collapse under the weight of long-standing allegations that finally led to his formal indictment in 2021. Now serving a prison sentence for charges including human trafficking and sexual abuse, his downfall was decades in the making. As early as 1994, he was accused of coercing singer Aaliyah into falsifying her birth certificate so they could marry while she was still underage, an incident that foreshadowed years of controversy and criminal accusations. What once seemed like an untouchable legacy in music has now been overshadowed by a disturbing history of exploitation and abuse. Over the years, the allegations against R. Kelly became increasingly disturbing. In 1996, he was accused of assaulting a woman, and by 2002, explicit videos allegedly depicting him with minors began circulating widely. Authorities even confiscated a camera containing inappropriate images. Yet, despite mounting evidence, the charges were dismissed due to insufficient proof for conviction, allowing Kelly to evade accountability for years. His ability to escape legal consequences only extended his dominance in the music industry. While behind the scenes, the dark reality of his actions continued to unfold unchecked. The allegations against R. Kelly intensified when reports emerged, accusing him of holding multiple women in a harmful, highly controlled environment. As these claims gained momentum, more survivors courageously came forward, sharing chilling accounts of abuse. Their testimonies became the cornerstone of a landmark trial that ultimately led to his conviction. In June 2022, R. Kelly was sentenced to 30 years in prison, marking a significant milestone in the fight for justice and a long overdue reckoning for his actions. Toby Willis was once a central figure in the widely adored TLC show featuring the Willis Clan, a talented musical family of 12 children who captivated audiences with their performances. Their fame skyrocketed when they reached the quarterfinals of America's Got Talent in 2014, gaining national recognition for their talent and wholesome image. However, beneath the surface, a dark secret was festering, one that would ultimately destroy the family's reputation and lead to Toby Willis's shocking downfall. But beneath the wholesome image of the Willis clan, a dark and horrifying secret threatened to destroy everything. Behind the scenes, Toby Willis was a predator, abusing his position of trust to prey on 4 young girls, including 3 of his own daughters and a relative, all under the age of 18. The shocking revelation shattered the family's carefully crafted public persona, turning what was once a story of musical success into a devastating tale of betrayal and abuse. This tragic truth emerged in 2016 when a courageous victim came forward and reported the abuse to authorities. Toby Willis was arrested, revealing even more shocking details. In 2017, he pleaded guilty to 4 counts of sexual abuse of a minor, permanently destroying the public image he had cultivated. He was sentenced to 40 years in prison without the possibility of parole and ordered to pay an astonishing $1.4 million in restitution to his victims. Additionally, he was required to register as a sex offender for life. The consequences of his atrocious crimes sent shockwaves through his entire family. Austin Jones rose to fame through his singing videos on YouTube, attracting over 500,000 subscribers and millions of views with his covers and original songs. However, in 2015, his promising career took a dark turn when he abruptly canceled his appearance on the Vans Warped Tour. Shortly after, he posted a YouTube video addressing disturbing allegations against him, expressing remorse for his actions. What initially seemed like a minor controversy would later unravel into a shocking scandal, ultimately leading to his downfall. On June 9, 2017, Austin Jones' home was searched under a warrant issued by a U.S. federal judge, and later that day, he was arrested at O'Hare International Airport. What followed was a shocking legal battle that culminated on May 3, 2019, when he was sentenced to 10 years in federal prison. The investigation uncovered attempts by multiple individuals to cover up his misconduct, further complicating the case. In the aftermath, Jones's YouTube channel was permanently removed, wiping away the online presence that had once made him a rising star. His downfall serves as a chilling reminder of how fame can be weaponized to exploit trust, and how justice, no matter how delayed, eventually prevails. Anon Singleton, better known as Big Lurch, emerged in the late 1990s as a rising talent in the rap scene. However, his career took a tragic and shocking turn after a series of devastating events. Following the underwhelming reception of his debut album, Singleton was involved in a near-fatal crash caused by a drunk driver, leaving him with a broken neck. Battling chronic pain and a stalled career, he turned to PCP for relief, an addiction that quickly spiraled out of control. As his drug use escalated, so did his paranoia and hallucinations, plunging him into a dangerously unstable state that would lead to one of the most horrifying crimes in hip-hop history. While under the influence of PCP, Big Lurch experienced terrifying hallucinations that convinced him demons were inside his 21-year-old roommate's stomach. Standing at an imposing 6'7", he easily overpowered her in a gruesome and fatal attack. The drugs played a crucial role in the horrific crime, leaving him in a completely deranged state when authorities arrived, seemingly unaware of the brutality he had just committed. In November 2003, he was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Despite his severe mental impairment at the time, he was denied an insanity defense due to his voluntary drug use leading up to the incident. His case remains one of the most chilling examples of drug-induced psychosis, serving as a grim warning about addiction, violence, and the devastating consequences of substance abuse on a once promising career. Adidja Palmer, widely known as Vybz Kartel, rose to global prominence as a reggae and dancehall icon, but his career took a dark turn when he became entangled in a deadly dispute. Accused of orchestrating the murder of Clive "Lizard" Williams over an alleged stolen firearm, his case became one of the most high-profile trials in Jamaica's history. The legal battle and his ultimate conviction stood in stark contrast to another musician we'll discuss later, one whose prison sentence stemmed from a tragic mistake involving an innocent homeless man. Kartel's story remains a gripping saga of fame, power, and the devastating consequences of a life entangled in violence. On December 29, 2011, Vybz Kartel was arrested on charges of drug possession and illegal firearms. Although he was granted bail for these offenses, he remained in custody due to allegations linking him to the murder of Clive "Lizard" Williams. His trial faced years of delays, including a 3-year postponement caused by complications in jury selection. Finally, on November 18, 2013, after a grueling 65-day trial, one of the longest in Jamaica's history, an 11-member jury found him guilty. Kartel was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after serving 32 years and 6 months, making him eligible for release in 2046. His conviction sent shockwaves through the dancehall community, turning one of Jamaica's most celebrated musical figures into one of its most notorious inmates. r.o.t.t.i.n.g, one of the youngest artists to experience such a rapid and dramatic downfall, is currently serving a 55-year prison sentence. In 2017, he skyrocketed to fame with his viral hit The Race, which climbed the Billboard Hot 100, ironically dropping the same day he was captured after spending 3 months on the run. However, his rising stardom was quickly overshadowed by his involvement in serious crimes, including a murder committed during a robbery. Despite showing immense potential in the music industry, his choices led to a devastating fate, cutting his career short just as it was beginning. His story serves as a stark warning of how a single wrong path can erase even the brightest future. In 2016, Tay-K took part in a home invasion that led to the tragic death of Ethan Walker. The robbery, intended to target a drug dealer and his associates, quickly turned deadly. Initially placed under house arrest, Tay-K defied authorities by cutting off his ankle monitor and fleeing, brazenly taunting law enforcement on Twitter. During his 3-month run, he released The Race, a track that went viral and propelled him to fame. However, his defiance only ensured his downfall. He was eventually captured, convicted, and sentenced to 55 years in prison, cutting short a promising music career before it could truly begin. His story stands as a harsh reminder that one reckless decision can overshadow talent and ambition, turning a rising star into a cautionary tale. While on the run, Tay-K's legal troubles only deepened. He was involved in a robbery outside a Chick-fil-A in Texas that led to another man's death, adding to his growing list of violent offenses. Additionally, he assaulted and robbed a 65-year-old man, who later identified him to authorities. These crimes compounded the severity of his charges, sealing his fate. Since 2017, Tay-K has remained in custody, with a minimum of 27.5 years to serve before becoming eligible for parole. What could have been a thriving music career was instead derailed by a series of reckless and violent choices. His tragic downfall stands as a sobering reminder of a young artist's lost potential, overshadowed by crime and consequence. Danny Masterson's career is a classic story of success, followed by a shocking downfall. Born in Long Island, New York in 1976, he became a household name as Stephen Hyde on That 70s Show, captivating audiences with his laid-back, rebellious charm. However, his rise to fame was ultimately eclipsed by controversy. In the mid-2010s, serious allegations of sexual assault emerged, tarnishing his once sterling reputation. The most significant blow came in June 2020, when Masterson was officially charged with 3 counts of sexual assault. What began as a flourishing Hollywood career soon unraveled, leaving behind a legacy permanently stained by scandal and legal turmoil. Danny Masterson's highly publicized legal battle has cast a dark shadow over both his personal and professional life. The fallout was immediate. His talent agency severed ties, and he was swiftly distanced from the industry that once embraced him. As of 2023, at 47 years old, Masterson remains entangled in legal uncertainty, with his future hanging in the balance. His case has ignited widespread discussions on the intersection of fame, power, and accountability in Hollywood. No matter the outcome, the impact on his career and legacy is irreversible, marking a stark contrast to the success he once enjoyed. For years, Zach Avery manipulated not just friends and family, but also major investors, convincing them he had exclusive film distribution deals with platforms like Netflix and HBO. Promising lucrative returns, he masterminded a multi-million-dollar scam built entirely on deception. His carefully crafted illusion made him appear successful, but when the truth emerged, his victims realized they had been misled. Once an aspiring actor, Avery instead became a master con artist, until his lies collapsed around him, leading to his inevitable downfall. In reality, Zach Avery was operating a Ponzi scheme, funneling money from new investors to cover old debts while weaving an intricate web of lies and false promises. Eventually, his scheme unraveled, resulting in a 20-year prison sentence and a staggering $230 million restitution order to his victims. His dramatic downfall sent shockwaves through Hollywood, serving as a cautionary tale about the devastating consequences of deception. Avery's story stands as a stark reminder that in the relentless pursuit of success, integrity and ethics are the only foundations that truly endure. Ryan Grantham, a 24-year-old actor known for his roles in television and film, shocked the world in 2020 with a chilling crime. He pleaded guilty to second-degree murder for the killing of his mother, Barbara Waite, and was sentenced to life in prison with no parole eligibility for 14 years. During his June trial in Vancouver, chilling details came to light. On March 31, 2020, Grantham shot his 64-year-old mother in the back of the head while she played the piano. Even more disturbing, he filmed a video confession before attempting to conceal her body, transforming his once promising career into a haunting narrative of tragedy and violence. The tragic case took an even darker turn after the murder. Following the killing of his mother, Ryan Grantham packed his car with 3 guns, ammunition, 12 Molotov cocktails, and camping gear, planning to assassinate Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. However, before he could carry out the attack, he changed his mind and turned himself in to Vancouver police. Presiding Judge Kathleen Kerr described his decision to abandon the plan as his saving grace. Psychiatric evaluations revealed that Grantham had been battling severe depression for months before the crime and had shown deep remorse, even contemplating self-harm. The court ultimately concluded that he killed his mother to spare her from witnessing the violence he had originally planned. His shocking downfall serves as a haunting reminder of the devastating consequences of unchecked mental health struggles and internal turmoil. Zara Fithian, 39, and her husband, Victor Mark, 59, were recently convicted at Nottingham Crown Court in the UK on 14 counts of sexual abuse. The crimes, committed between 2005 and 2008, targeted a minor known as A. According to the BBC, the victim described the couple's manipulative and abusive behavior, including threats that left her feeling trapped and powerless to escape or speak out. The case revealed a disturbing pattern of exploitation, underscoring the devastating impact of abuse and the critical importance of holding perpetrators accountable, regardless of their public status. Victor Mark also faces 4 additional charges after another woman accused him of sexually abusing her between 2002 and 2003, when she was under 18. These new allegations further expose a disturbing history of predatory behavior. Senior Investigation Officer Parander Dillon praised both victims for their courage in coming forward, expressing hope that the sentencing would offer them a sense of justice and closure. He also stressed that this case serves as a powerful reminder of the severe consequences of such crimes, reinforcing the message that perpetrators will be held accountable no matter how long it takes. Joe Sun, best known for a minor role in the first Austin Powers film, became infamous not for his acting, but for the horrific crimes he committed. His life took a dark turn when he was convicted in 2011 for the torture and sexual assault of a woman in Huntington Beach, an unspeakable crime that shocked the public. While serving his sentence, his criminal history took an even darker turn when he was found guilty of manslaughter in the death of his cellmate, Michael Graham. These disturbing crimes completely overshadowed his brief Hollywood career. turning what was once a forgettable acting role into a chilling footnote in one of the most horrifying downfalls in entertainment history. Joe Sun's criminal history began with a horrific act in 1990 when he kidnapped, sexually assaulted, and threatened a woman's life on Christmas Eve. For years, he evaded justice, but DNA evidence from a later felony vandalism conviction eventually linked him to the crime. Despite his brief moment in the spotlight, his violent and predatory actions ultimately erased any trace of a legitimate career. His conviction led to life behind bars, where his crimes caught up with him in the most brutal way, eventually leading to his death in prison. His story serves as a grim reminder of the lasting consequences of such heinous acts, leaving deep scars on his victims and society. What might have been a forgotten name in Hollywood is now forever associated with one of the most chilling criminal downfalls. Jim Gordon was a highly respected drummer in the blues and rock world, known for his work with Eric Clapton and Alice Cooper. Yet, behind the fame and applause, he silently battled schizophrenia. Tormented by auditory hallucinations, including the constant voice of his mother, Gordon desperately sought help. However, he was tragically misdiagnosed with alcoholism, leaving his true condition untreated and allowing it to spiral out of control. As his mental health worsened, the voices became overpowering, pushing him to an unthinkable act. In a moment of psychotic turmoil, he turned against his own mother, leading to a heartbreaking and tragic ending. His story stands as one of the most haunting examples of untreated mental illness in the music industry, a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of misdiagnosis and neglect. Arrested in 1983, Jim Gordon was finally diagnosed with schizophrenia, revealing the extent of his suffering that had gone untreated for years. Originally sentenced to 16 years in prison, he remained incarcerated indefinitely due to the ongoing danger he posed to society. His tragic story highlights the complexities of mental illness and the devastating consequences of inadequate diagnosis and treatment. While his musical legacy remains significant, Gordon's life serves as a sobering reminder of the silent battles many endure. His downfall underscores the urgent need for better mental health awareness, support, and treatment, especially for those whose conditions, if left unchecked, can lead to irreversible tragedy. In October 2009, former MMA fighter War Machine transitioned into the entertainment industry and began a relationship with adult film star Christy Mack. However, his violent tendencies soon overshadowed his career. In 2010, he was sentenced to 1 year in prison for assault, setting the stage for a downward spiral. After his release, he learned that Mack had moved on with a new boyfriend, Corey Thomas, triggering a violent outburst on August 8, 2014. Fueled by jealousy and rage, he brutally attacked both Mack and Thomas, leaving Mack with severe injuries that shocked the public. The assault garnered widespread media attention and sparked vital discussions about domestic violence, transforming War Machine from a once promising fighter into a chilling example of unchecked aggression and its devastating consequences.